Hey guys, what is going on? What is up? Hope you're all doing well. Today is Tuesday. It's December 10th. I totally botched the date yesterday, so I'm not gonna make the same mistake twice. I'm gonna learn from my failure and take this as an opportunity to be better. So Tuesday, December 10th, it's 4:38. I was able to get out a little bit early, which is always very nice. So we'll see how long of a video this will be with traffic. But I am here making a video, and I'm happy to be doing it. I've been doing a lot of experimenting with this channel and just finding out what works best for me and what I like best and what's most effective with the whole, operating and growth and maintaining of this channel, and kind of just, poking and prodding and testing and experimenting and finding out all this stuff, and then, combining them all together and making a nice sandwich, if you will. I was experimenting with increasingly lower and lower amounts of videos being made every week, and it was interesting. I definitely learned from it, but I'm going to, and you'll probably be happy to hear this, but I'm gonna be making, more videos more often. What I'm thinking right now is just go back to, say every time I go physically to the office, I'll make one of these car talk videos. And, again, if something comes up and every part about me is just not in the mood and not in the right state of being to make a video, then, I'll allow life to happen. And you maybe won't get a video that day, but with the whole growth of this channel, and especially recently, how much everything's been growing and how many more people have been viewing and commenting and subscribing, I figure it's a really good excuse, honestly, to make more videos and put more content out there and try to plant more seeds of thought that can help out a lot of other people as it did me. So that's kind of my reasoning. So here we are on Tuesday, December 10th, making a new video. And good day at the office, just in case you were wondering. I was thinking a little bit. I had a good amount of good thoughts today, as I do every day, but today I felt like I had a little bit more from just earlier on in the day. But I had a few good thoughts, and remembered something that actually happened over the weekend that I thought would be good to talk about and share a message with you guys. A message that helps me out, and especially recently, kind of helps to keep my mind in the same place and keep me on the right path moving forward. So over the weekend, I went on a hike. This is something that I've been doing a lot recently, going on hikes. I feel that I can't really put my finger on it exactly, but something about hikes might be the exploration and discovery and kind of detachment from, your immediate world. The peacefulness that you find in it, the just being in a different environment with, all these other different things. I don't know, so there's not one thing, but there's a lot of things about hiking that really resonate with me, and I really enjoy, and hence I keep doing them. And what I find is that with work, I try to do them Saturday morning. And really, one of the biggest reasons why I like them so much is because it really helps to recenter and rebalance myself from the previous week. Say if I had a long week at the office and it was starting to wear me down a little bit, I'd find that honestly not spending my Saturday just recovering and resting up and not doing anything, just sitting on the couch all day recuperating, that doesn't really recharge me. What really recharges me is honestly doing stuff like hiking, something where I'm moving around, I'm seeing these new things, I'm thinking these new thoughts, I'm doing these different things. I find that kind of stuff really just helps to really just recharge my batteries and put me in the best possible state going into a new week, ready and willing and able to get better and better and better. So long story short, that's why I like hiking. And so last weekend I went out hiking, and I went out hiking with my brother, who, he's watching this video, shout out. But this was a trail that I've done one time before, and I texted him a day or two before I went out, just totally out of the blue, and asked if he wanted to join me for this one hike that I was going to be doing again. He took my offer, and so Saturday came, woke up, picked him up, woke up pretty early and headed out pretty early. It was really cool because you can catch a sunrise on the drive over. You get there early, so you beat the crowd, and it's kind of like the off season of hiking, if that makes sense, because it's cold out and there's less people out because no one wants to be in the cold. But there we were, so it was really cool. We went to this popular spot by me, and we got there early and in the off season, and it was cool. Saw a few people and had some really good interactions with those people, and other than that, it was pretty quiet, which was really cool. But to bring it back to what I'm trying to get to, when we were hiking, we got to this viewpoint, and it was this big rock that was right at the opening of, we're at the top of this mountain, and there's this big rock surrounded by a bunch of trees, but right in front of the rock, it started to go downhill, and the trees just parted, and all you saw was just the horizon of just mountains and valleys, and it was really cool. It was probably my favorite viewpoint and my favorite part of the whole hike. And so we get to this point, and we're a few hours in, and we get to this this viewpoint. We sit down this rock, and just spend a couple minutes just in complete silence. We were sitting next to each other, really not a word was spoken for a couple minutes. We both just sat there kind of taking everything in, and it was dead quiet. And it was so peaceful and so serene, and really I felt so good. I don't know what it was. I can't really find words to describe it, but the feeling that I got of hiking up to the top of that mountain, finding that rock, and finding that viewpoint, and really finding that silence, and then sharing everything I just mentioned with someone that I care deeply about, something about it all just sparked this very specific feeling. And again, I don't really know how to describe it, but it just felt really good. I felt so just happy and at peace, and just so, I felt like I was on such a high frequency, if that makes sense to you. And my soul speak to me in those moments. I was there, and all my soul had to say to me was, this is it. This is how you're supposed to feel. And you have to do things in your life that bring you this feeling that you have right here, right now, as much as possible. And it was pretty meaningful to me, having that moment, not only to myself, but also sharing that moment again with someone that is very near and dear to my heart, and someone that I care quite a lot about. It really did mean a lot, and I've become a big believer in believing that emotions are more than just things you feel. I've begun to believe more and more that emotions are messages from things greater than and things above you, if that kind of makes sense. And these things that are greater than and above us, they communicate with us through feelings, because for us it's kind of the most instinctual way to continue to or stop doing things, or continue to or stop thinking certain things, if that makes sense. Like if this thing that's greater than myself and above myself wants to communicate with me that one thing I should be doing here is again is discovering and exploring and having good thoughts and having good conversation and sharing all those things with others and lifting others up with me. If that's what is trying to be communicated with me, the easiest way is to plant these feelings and these emotions of really just making you feel really good. Because if something feels really good, you just want to do it more and more. And so that's how they kind of communicate with me. That's kind of what I've been led to believe more and more. Hopefully this all makes sense. But yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today is following your intuition and paying attention and listening to not only your thoughts but your emotions as well. If you follow your intuition, if you just try to live in the moment and be in the now as much as you can, and just in doing so follow your gut, whatever your gut's telling you to do, whatever your intuition's telling you to do, I think if you do that as much as possible, you're going to find yourself in a very good place in life. And if you listen equally to your emotions and you take notice of when you feel really good and very serene and you feel like you're on a very high frequency after doing a certain thing, I really do think that you should take that as a sign to do those things more often, and expand and build upon those things, and also seek out new things which make you feel that same feeling. And one thing that I think it is good to note is that there's a big difference between things that make you feel good on the surface and things that make you feel good, deep within. There's a big difference between, say, happiness and pleasure. Everyone wants to be happy, and you should be happy. That's the goal, really, in everyone's life, is to be happy. But I think happiness can get mixed up with simple dopamine a lot of the time. And what I mean by that is, sure, you can, lay in bed or sit on the couch and scroll on your phone or watch TV or just do something that is very unproductive or very unhealthy, and it makes you feel happy in the moment. But then immediately after, you honestly feel worse than you did before you started doing that thing. That's what I kind of mean. Meanwhile, something like pleasure is more along the lines of, you do this thing and it doesn't exactly make you happy in the moment. Sometimes it actually does the opposite. It makes you feel a little bit opposite of unhappy in the moment. But, when it's all said and done, you feel so good and you feel so happy. I don't think that people should be living hedonistic kind of lifestyle. And if you don't know what hedonistic means, it means that you simply just do whatever makes you happy. I don't think that people should follow that kind of lifestyle for the reasons that I just mentioned. But I think that people should follow a lifestyle more tailored to following those feelings of pleasure and satisfaction and really serenity. Following, first off, being present, being in the moment, living in the now, and listening to your soul speak to you and following what it has to say, following your gut and really following those emotions and those feelings that you can get through doing certain things of, just feeling highly, like you're on a very high frequency and you feel very, very satisfied and very at peace and really just in a deep state of happiness and pleasure. Those are the things that you should look for and take note of. And again, try to bring those feelings into your life as much as you can and expand on those things in your life which give you those feelings and seek out new things in your life which also give you that feeling as well, because to bring it back, I think that those feelings that we get, those deep feelings of really just serenity are messages from things that are greater than us and things that are above us. And they're messages that are, telling us that this is what we're meant to be doing. And this is what we're supposed to be doing. And so that's kind of the message that I want to share with you guys today. It just so happened that even though I've had these kind of thoughts, before, it really did occur to me, especially recently with, again, this hike that I went on with my brother and the feelings that I felt because of it. It was that really kind of wanted me to share this message with you guys today. Because, connecting this to what I feel is going on in society, there's at least within, the masculine, side of things, I think there's a very, it's kind of deep-rooted, but at the same time kind of trendy, if that makes sense. But there's definitely this kind of wave going on within, the masculine side of society of hustling and grinding and hard work and, no rest, no sleep, like all gas, no brakes. And I don't necessarily think that that's the way to live. Maybe it is for some people, but I think for a majority of us, constantly just hustling and grinding and working hard and being extremely disciplined and quite hard and difficult on yourself, to be honest, is not exactly the best way to go about living life, But at the same time, being extremely easy and soft on yourself isn't the best way to live either. It's a big kind of gray area. You have to find a balance. Some people need a little more discipline in their life, while some people need a little more, cushion. Everyone's different. I'm different. You're different. Everyone in this world's different with what exactly they need and what balance they need to find concerning all of that. But you shouldn't say be working a job that you hate for years and years of your life when it doesn't bring you any sort of happiness or pleasure or satisfaction or any sort of high frequency feelings. You shouldn't be doing that. You should try to pay a little more attention to your emotions and let them sort of act as messages to you from something greater than and above you, that this isn't what you're meant to be doing. You're meant to be happy, and you're meant to be happy all the time. And so that's kind of your cue and kind of your sign to begin to branch off and to stick your toe into new waters and to try out new things and really, again, just experiment with yourself and begin to learn more and more every day as to what you resonate more with and what you feel happier and more at peace and more serene doing, and really with that, just what do you feel like you're more meant to do and what you're put here to do and what you're supposed to do. I think that as great as hustling may be at times and hard work may be at times, it should all be directed at something. If you're gonna work hard, you should really be focused on what exactly you're working hard for, and really, if it's even important at the end of the day, if it's worth actually putting in the time, effort, and sacrifice for. I think if you really have a conversation with yourself and dig deep into what's actually important versus what actually isn't important in your life, I think you'll find that the list is going to be rather short if you stay true to yourself. And that's a good thing, honestly, because it then allows you to take all that energy and take all that focus that you have and really direct it on those few things. And when you do decide to, hustle and grind and work hard on something, on one of those few things, you'll find that you're going to be a lot more efficient and effective at growing in that thing. And because of that, you'll live a better life. It all just starts with, listening to your emotions and letting your soul speak to you and experimenting with yourself and your life. Be in the now. Don't be afraid to, just sit in a chair outside with nothing but your thoughts for a couple minutes and, kind of let the world go by and let your thoughts come to surface and let your soul speak to you. And, granted, it might not have that nice of things to say at times. And I think that's kind of what's going to normally happen when you first start doing it, because I think that we always know deep down whether what we're doing right now is good or bad for us, but I think we kind of just try to drown out all of our thoughts that tell us that what we're doing isn't necessarily ideal, because it doesn't make us feel good, so we try to drown them out with different methods and tactics. But I think when you start to just allow your thoughts and feelings to come to the surface and again, let your soul speak to you about all these things, the more you do it, the more you'll embrace maybe those less positive feelings that you'll feel, and they'll eventually start to turn themselves into very good feelings and very good conversations you'll have with yourself, and and with that you'll begin to improve your life day by day and improve the quality and condition of your mind, which is then going to reflect the same outside. So yeah, if there's one message to take away from this, I think it's just follow your intuition and follow in your life whatever gives you a feeling of serenity, a feeling of deep happiness and peace and stillness and balance. And I don't know, there's a million ways to describe serenity. It's quite honestly my favorite word, to be honest, at the moment. But yeah, follow your dreams, and in doing so, do that by following your intuition and follow that which makes you feel really good. Do that, and I think you'll be quite happy with the life that you live at the end of the day. But as always, just remember there's a lot more to it than you think. Remember to ask me questions, leave me comments, suggestions, whatever you got, let me hear it. I absolutely love interacting with you guys, and I love that it's happening more and more now. I love how much this channel is growing in every aspect, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for all this. Yeah, we'll see if we talk tomorrow. My guess is that we will. So with that, we'll talk soon. Bye.